Hello and welcome to Daily Reflection with Aneel Aranha. Today is the 3rd of July 2018. We're going to reflect on John 20, 24 to 29. Thomas, who is called the twin, one of the 12, was not with the apostles when Jesus came. So the other disciples told him, "We have seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see the mark of the nails in his hands and put my finger in the mark of the nails and my hand in his side, I will not believe." A week later, his disciples were again in the house and Thomas was with them. Although the doors were shut, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here and in my hands. Reach out your hand and put it in my side. Do not doubt, but believe." Thomas answered, "My Lord and my God." Jesus said to him, "Have you believed because you have seen me? Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have come to believe." The Gospel of the Lord. I don't know how many of you know the story of my conversion, but I came to Jesus because a picture spoke to me. No kidding. I was sitting in this church wanting to believe in God because my entire life had gone to pieces when I heard Mary hanging on one of the walls tell me to come to her. I had just been out of jail and very stressed, so I thought I was hearing things, but she kept repeating herself until I got up and walked over. Then as I stood there in front of this picture, I felt something reach out and touch me, and a fire traveled through my body, only it wasn't a hot fire, but a cold fire. And I suddenly found myself believing in Jesus. You'll find all this in my testimony. What you won't find in my testimony is that 2 weeks later, I started doubting what I had experienced. I thought there must be some logical explanation for what happened. Perhaps it was an air conditioner that suddenly came on, and what I felt was the breeze coming through a vent in the ceiling. No, I could let these thoughts remain to myself, but no, I needed to be convinced of it, so I actually went to church the following morning to see if there was a vent. There was none. The doubts persisted, however, but God was very gracious. He kept showing me signs, and eventually all doubt disappeared, leaving a faith that has since become unshakable and unbreakable. But I know what it is like to doubt. We are, after all, reasonable people who look for rational explanations, so I can empathize with Thomas a bit. Because where I have the problem with Thomas is that he knew Jesus. He had lived with him for 3 years, learned from him, loved him, seen him do these amazing miracles day after day, heard Jesus tell him that he would die but would rise again on the 3rd day. He had also heard the testimony of the other apostles who were his friends and various other people who spoke about Christ's resurrection, but yet he doubted. Now that's kind of sad, don't you think? It's a good thing that we have an understanding God, however, and although I know it would delight him immensely if people who haven't seen believed, as many do. I have met thousands of people who have never seen a single sign but believe implicitly in Jesus. Jesus would still help those who struggle with faith. But blessed are those who have not seen and yet have come to believe. God bless you.